This is CNN Breaking News.
And the breaking news this morning, a major breakthrough in the trade war between the United States and China. The two sides making a surprise announcement after a weekend of talks in Switzerland under the agreement unveiled by the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. For 90 days, the U.S. is going to cut its tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% down to 30%. And China will cut its levies on U.S. imports from 125% to 10%. During these 90 days, then, the countries say that the negotiations continue. Globally, markets are cheering the news. U.S. stock futures, we'll take a look at that, way up ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street after weeks of wild volatility that we've all been experiencing and covering over President Trump's tariffs, which have disrupted supply chains and raised recession fears. President Trump will likely be asked about all of this when he signs an executive order later this morning that he says will be to lower prescription drug prices. Let's get over to the White House right now. CNN's Elena Treen is standing by. Break all of this down for us right now as we know it so far, Elena.
Okay, I mean, this is a major breakthrough between the United States and China following these talks in Geneva this weekend. The Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, announced in a 3 a.m. press conference that both countries have agreed to dramatically scale back these tariffs for at least 90 days. Now, we're expected to see these tariffs be rolled back starting May 14th. That's just 2 days from now. And I want to reiterate how you laid this out. So essentially, the United States is going to temporarily lower its overall tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% to 30%, while China is going to roll back its tariffs on American imports from 125% to 10%. And Kate, I cannot overstate enough how big of a change this is, particularly from a White House that has really tried to make China the key part of this broader tariff policy that the president has put forth. Despite having lowered tariffs on all other countries, really, China has been increasingly the one country that they wanted to kind of make an example out of. And just days ago, I'd remind you that the president was saying continuing this trade war with China was good policy because it essentially meant the United States wasn't losing money to Beijing. Now, I think, just taking into all of this into account is even more notable when you recognize that this weekend, the talks in Geneva between the United States and China were the first time the two sides really got together and actually talked about this, not even just face to face, but even over the phone to hash out some of these details and try to find some sort of off-ramp to the escalating trade war. Now, already, Kate, we are hearing from this administration much friendlier rhetoric toward China, much more positive and optimistic view of how we're going to be moving forward in a United States-Chinese relationship. And Scott Bessent kind of